You have to watch on the screen.
It's 5 o'clock.
Okay, jom.
Okay, Assalamualaikum.
Yeah. Waalaikumsalam. Come, sit down here. No, sit down here. Down. Dia nak masuk juga.
Tak apa, boleh.
Ni stay at home. Okay. Alright, rolling. Okay.
Sekarang ni sepatutnya kita dah bermula lah. Kejap lagi kita dah bermula di page secara langsung Destinasi TV.
Okay. Hi,
Kita pun tengah tunggu orang pun masuk lagi dalam live kita.
Okay. May, show your face lah, May. Why all don't want to show?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh semua penonton Destinasi TV. Bersama saya hari ini Ahmad Zamri, pengacara barulah Destinasi TV. Saya ni merupakan penerbit Destinasi TV sebenarnya. Di setiap video-video Rhys William, saya merupakan tenaga kerja di belakang tabir. Dari kameranya, editingnya, skripnya.
Take your iPad and click.
Tapi hari ini kita punya live sedikit berbeza. Selalunya kita makan-makan, kita pusing satu Malaysia makan macam-macam jenis makanan. Tapi dalam keadaan sebegini, ketika negara sedang diuji, so kita ingin mengupas satu tajuk yang lebih penting lah di masa susah ni. So bersama dengan saya hari ini adalah pengasas kepada TeaMalaysia, Encik Muhammad Adrian. Apa khabar Encik Muhammad Adrian?
Alhamdulillah, thank you. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, saya sihat juga. So
duduk dekat rumah.
Itulah, sekarang kita semua tak boleh beroperasi seperti biasa. Kita hanya boleh buat live di rumah sahaja.
Kita bawa nasi lemak ke rumah juga.
Oh, menarik tu.
Roti cantai pun kita bawa.
Nanti kita suruh Rhys William buat The Nasi Lemak Show rating lah di rumah sahaja.
Yeah.
Okay, Encik Adrian, so soalan pertama saya, boleh tak Encik Adrian perkenalkan diri dan seterusnya apa sebenarnya TeaMalaysia ni?
Okay, so Assalamualaikum, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you for having us, Zamri and Team Destinasi TV. Nama saya Adrian, Muhammad Adrian, and saya bekerja di sebuah syarikat dekat Wangsa Maju by the name of System Consultancy Services, and also as a business development person, and we take care of smart cities lah. So actually TeaMalaysia ni started off masa we were doing the cetakan 3D untuk face shield lah, untuk frontliners, healthcare workers, polis, railer, semua tu. And so bila kita mula masa tu, we didn't have a name, tak ada nama. And so what happened was I was on Discord macam chat lah, macam Slack, macam Telegram macam tu, for gamers, And so masa tu there was Americans, UK and Frenchmen, and semua buat design untuk face shield. Can you bring a face shield? Semua design dia lain-lain lah. And so the design yang kita buat, yang the volunteers buat dekat Malaysia is a little bit different. Kalau you tengok yang Purusa punya kan, Purusa punya yang kat sini tu ada filament, ada cetakan 3D dekat sini. Kita punya kosong, okay? So bila dia kosong, maknanya dia pakai kurang filament dan dia cetak lebih cepat, okay? And so bila saya masuk dalam group Discord tu, rasa macam orang asing lah sebab semua orang putih kan. So macam Rhys lah kan, bila dia cakap Melayu kecik Kelantan tu rasa macam orang asing kan. So kita orang pun rasa macam orang asing. So I bubuh nama Adrian TeaMalaysia, 3D TeaMalaysia. So then ada satu mamat orang putih, dia tanya, oh, so apa nama face shield ni? Sebab kita orang panggil ni version 2 revision 5, okay? Masa Dr. Victor dekat UMMC, kita dapat dia punya okay dengan dia punya surat, dia kata this is version 2 revision 5. So memang tak ada nama. So that's why they gave us TeaMa for TeaMalaysia.
Okay,
yang M tu kita, so glamour lah sikit.
Faham.
Yeah. And so this version is currently being used dekat Malaysia, which is quite nice sebab this one dia ada macam macam spring macam tu. See? So masa you pakai, you tak payah pakai getah kat belakang. Maknanya you tak payah basuh getah, you tak payah basuh tangan.
Faham.
Okay? And then dekat sini sebab dia tak ada, dia ada ruang, dia macam spring. So bila you pakai dia ringan dengan ada macam ruang kat sini. Yang ni belum siap lah, yang ni dah print tapi dia ada satu plastic shield. Tapi sekarang ni takut juga sebab plastic shield dah jadi macam commodity. Dia dah naik harga dah. Dia macam sayur dengan nasi lemak sekarang lah. Dah susah nak dapat RM1 dah. RM2, RM5 mungkin dengan delivery 20% dah jadi mahal dah sekarang.
So macam mana daripada idea untuk buat face shield ni, Encik Adrian boleh mengumpulkan seluruh tenaga 3D printer di Malaysia untuk membantu KKM?
Okay, so sebenarnya dia memang nak cakap takdir ke, nak cakap tunjuk Tuhan. Actually, we started sebab my friend Nur Faiz, dia minta tolong. Sebab kita orang dulu masa about 3-4 years ago, we were doing Pi Masjid, which is another hackathon project. And so he asked for help dekat Facebook. Masa tu I nampak lah dekat Facebook dia ada 3D printing. Dia memang macam suka buat 3D printing lah. And so the last project pun masa hackathon we did some 3D printing. And so dia minta tolong and then nobody responded. Okay. And so I said okay lah, let's, sebab duduk rumah pun kerja, work from home, kerja pun tak banyak, tak ada meeting, nak keluar meeting pun tak ada orang nak jumpa, because that was the first week lah, on the 21st. So on the 21st, and to be honest with you, I tak pernah 3D print. I have never touched a 3D printer. I've never touched a filament before. Can you bring a filament from the kitchen? The filament,
roll?
yeah, the roll, yeah.
The yellow one.
Yeah, the yellow one. So I tak pernah nampak filament, I tak pernah nampak 3D printer. And so Nur Faiz was the one leading it. And dekat Malaysia ada 3D printing group. Mark is the admin.
Okay.
And so the 3D printing group, this is the filament.
Okay.
Ni filament masuk dalam dia masuk yang ni dalam dia punya nozzle, and dia akan panas 200 degrees, then dia akan cair, dia akan keluar, lepas tu dia akan print. Okay, so this is the filament. So this filament dah jadi commodity. Masa start dulu RM50 sekilo.
Okay.
Sekarang ni dah RM88.
Wow, naik harga
Dan
begitu mendadak
Betul. Dia macam tak tahulah nak cakap macam mana. Saham pun semua jatuh, yang ni naik pula. Ni dah saham baru dah. Okay. And so masa kita start 21 hari bulan tu, Nur Faiz and a few of the people from mereka and 3D printing group, we had a group lah. So dia ada 30 printer, dia ada 2, dia ada 3. So we decided to come together. And so running startups in Malaysia, I realized that we needed to get someone to approve this. Okay. So this guy by the name of Cheng Huat said we need medical devices MDA association, sebab yang ni is considered a medical device.
Okay, faham.
And at that time KKM they had sekila untuk pakai face shield as an additional to the N95 mask and the PPE lah yang seluruh tu. And so we know now that the PPE now is tinggal 14 hari je, tak cukup.
Okay, memang tak cukup. Okay.
Ya, memang tak cukup. Semalam DG dah cakap tak cukup. And so what we're doing is we managed to buy. So when we started, we realized that the volunteers had 1 kilo, 2 kilos. Okay, this is about 10 grams. Okay. Tapi 10 grams tak semestinya macam udang. You pergi kedai beli udang, you beli sekilo, tak semestinya you balik rumah dia sekilo juga, sebab dia ada air, dia ada ais. Yang ni sama juga. Yang ni bila you print, dia tak semestinya keluar semua betul tau.
Faham?
Where's the Maggie mee? Dia sometimes dia punya printer mengamuk kan, dia takkan keluar lah. Dia takkan keluar, and then apa akan berlaku is dia akan print macam-macam lah. Okay. So you akan dapat benda-benda macam ni.
Okay, faham. Ada error jugalah.
Error. So it's about 30% juga. Okay. Some guys can do about 90 90 face shields dalam sekilo. Yang tu memang optimum sangat lah. Yang amateur lain mungkin 60, 70 macam tu. So you tak dapat 100%. Because 3D printing is not production. It's not macam mana nak kata dia macam kamera lah. You have your professional camera yang besar-besar, and then you have your amateur camera yang kecil-kecil, semua orang pegang, panggil dia orang DOP. Tapi you know, when you hold a small camera, you cannot call yourself a DOP lah kan. You're an amateur. So this 3D printing is actually for prototyping tau, bukan untuk production.
Faham?
But because the machine dekat Malaysia yang injection mold semua tu came very late. About 1 week, 2 weeks baru dia buat injection mold. Okay, those injection mold is macam buat apa tau, macam buat makanan punya sudu dengan plastik tu.
Okay,
There's a machine that presses and compresses, and then all the plastic spoons just drop onto a tray kat bawah. And dia laju tau. Dia boleh buat macam 3,000 satu hari macam tu. We are doing this at about 40 minutes satu.
Okay, satu
so
kerja print, yang lama lah.
Tapi bukan kita yang buat lah. Dia mesin yang dia akan print lah. Tapi dia ambil masa 40 minit. Tapi ada orang, dia boleh pakai nozzle lagi besar. Dia macam kereta tau. You beli engine besar, you tukar Mitsubishi engine dekat Proton Saga, you boleh pergi laju sikit. Lepas tu you buat turbo. So macam ni. Kalau you buat nozzle dia 0.8, yang biasa 0.4, maknanya you boleh print banyak dengan laju. So some people will take this one and put the design macam ni. Okay? And dia akan print 2 sekali.
Okay, faham?
So kalau you letak banyak macam ni, dia letak banyak macam ni. Okay, like this. And then you put like this. And then you put like this. Maknanya you boleh maximize lah.
Faham?
So, but then, you kena kali 4 lah. 40 kali 4 masa.
Jadi, lagi berjam lah untuk satu batch.
Lagi berjam. Tapi, you tak payah tunggu 40 minit, lepas tu start balik dia punya proses.
Betul.
You tak payah play, stop macam tu. You boleh play semua. Tapi masalah ni kena jagalah. So when we started this, I didn't know all about this. So we have currently now about 200 printers nationwide. One of the printers is May. Can you see dekat belakang? Terbalik pula. So May is one of our printers dekat Kuala Kubu Baru. She's actually a Sabahan.
Okay.
And then Habib is actually the one that did our website lah dengan Saiful sekali. So like for instance, we've actually gone past printing face shields. May has helped us with prototyping for the N95 mask, which is also in demand. So that one is using different material. Hi May. I think dia rasa delay sikit kot.
Okay, tak apa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, cakap banyak.
Tak apa. Yeah. Kita pun, saya sendiri pun sebab rasanya ramai orang tak tahu apa yang terjadi ataupun what needs behind the process kan. Ramai orang baru tahu hari ni. Ramai orang nampak benda ni macam mudah saja. Jadi soalan seterus saya, macam mana Team Malaysia ni beroperasi 100% charity based?
So the idea of 100% charity based. Sebelum tu nak bagi tahu yang ni, this face shield boleh pakai semula tau.
Okay.
This one is quite interesting sebab yang ni dia boleh celup dalam sanitizer. Lepas tu gantung macam clothes hanger. And then bila dia kering, you boleh pakai semula. What you change is just the A4 je. Tapi yang sponge tu, that sponge tu bila you peluh dengan ada bakteria masuk dalam sponge, you tak boleh pakai dah. But still, dekat hospital I dengar cerita yang dia orang tak cukup sampai dia basuh yang sponge tu, kering sponge tu, lepas tu gantung, lepas tu pakai balik. Sebab memang tak cukup. Yeah. So anyway, back to your question, how we managed to form 300 printers nationwide was the fact that we realized as a team, si Azman from Sungai Buloh, and then Alan from Drone Kajang, and Husni yang buat video pasal macam mana nak tebuk lubang tu. So Husni, we call him langsir sebab dalam video dia banyak langsir kat belakang. So these are the guys that we realized, we realized that
Hello Mr. Adrian. Saya tak dapat dengar suara Mr. Adrian. Hello. Oh, kita terputus sebentar dengan Mr. Adrian. Hello Mr. Adrian. Okey. Kita tak dapat dengar suara ni. Okey, minta maaf atas gangguan sementara. So sekarang ni saya sedang menghubungi balik Encik Adrian. Kita terputus sebentar tadi. Dalam masa yang sama.
Okay. Sorry, boleh dengar sekarang?
Sekarang kita sudah dapat berhubung balik dengan Encik Adrian.
Okay. Sorry, tadi ada phone call, semua device semua berdering sekali.
Tak apa. Tak apa Encik Adrian.
Yeah. So okay, tadi sorry, go ahead.
Kita teruskan semula dengan soalan saya. TeaMalaysia ni 100% charity, betul tak? Dia bukanlah satu operasi yang untuk mengaut keuntungan.
So masa kita bermula tu, I've always wanted to run a charitable organisation. Nak buat kerja amal lah, but never had the opportunity to do so. Masa dulu, I used to help out as a assistant secretary dekat Turtle Conservation Society of Malaysia with Dr. Pelf and what's his name, Tan Sri Saleh, and another lady from Terengganu, Prof Chan. And so when we were running the organisation, we were running it as an NGO, and we were taking sebab operations lah kan, ada operations cost, and then you got your tax you boleh bayar dana, you bagi dana sumbangan, lepas tu you ada tax free lah. So when we ran this, I didn't want number one, payment gateways. You know, payment gateways, bila you bayar duit dia akan ambil RM1, RM2, RM100. Okay, so that's one. And then bila you bayar dekat bagi sumbangan, they will take operation cost. Sometimes operation cost 30%, 50%. And this one, kalau you bahagi RM88 sekilo, this is only RM1.60 kalau tak silap saya. RM1.46 macam tu. Okay. But imagine if we would have to collect money every RM1, maknanya RM1 tu tak boleh buat satu. You kena kumpul RM2, RM3 baru boleh buat satu.
Faham?
Whereas RM3 sekarang ni you dah boleh buat dua dah. Right? And so the idea came from this charity in the US called Charity Water. Charity Water is very simple. Dia macam ada dua kotak. Okay? Satu kotak is 100% charity. Satu kotak is 100% untuk volunteers. So dia jelas. Dia tak ada, kita ambil duit daripada sini. Tak ada. Yang ni 100%. Yang ni 100% untuk volunteer. Okay. Dia cerita dia macam ni. Bila you pergi solat Jumaat, right? What happens is, ada satu budak sekolah, dia akan ambil bekas ke, ambil kain putih. Okay. Bila dia lalu, you letak duit RM10 dalam kain tu untuk masjid, right? And then RM1 lagi you masuk dalam poket dia. That RM1 in his pocket is not masjid punya, sebab dia usaha untuk pergi minta untuk sumbangan. Betul. And so that's how we do it. 100% for the masjid and 100% for the kid. Macam tu. Faham. Yeah. Maksudnya, so that's how we've been doing it now.
Orang yang menyumbang ni, dia jelaslah kalau sumbangan dia itu direct untuk pembuatan face shield ataupun untuk volunteer.
Betul. So we have started this face shield untuk bahan mentah. At first we started with bahan mentah, and the other one is for cost untuk penghantaran. Okay. So we have moved on from that to, I tak ada prototype lah. We have a few prototypes. I don't know whether May you have some prototypes on you, the N95. So what happened is we started prototyping new things like the Decathlon mask. So Decathlon is a big donor, sumbangan. Dia buat sumbangan. 2 weeks ago, masa Decathlon buat public notice, because they are a sporting company. So we have snorkels. yang Decathlon, I think the name is called Easy Breath Snorkel Mask.
Saya sekarang
And-
di Facebook saya akan tunjukkan kepada penonton kita juga apa yang dimaksudkan oleh Encik Adrian. Okey, Encik Adrian boleh teruskan?
Yeah, and so this Decathlon mask, Decathlon Malaysia was very sensitive. Sebab dekat Itali memang diorang support, cuma dekat Malaysia they were very scared. Sebab kalau dah bagi sports mask as a medical device, dia takut apa-apa yang berlaku pada healthcare worker, doktor dengan pesakit, anything ada implikasi pada syarikat Decathlon. So they had to go through legal, and then from our side TeaMa pun kita tulis surat, kita minta dia kalau apa-apa we will tanggung, you know. And then they were nice enough, Mr. Thomas was nice enough to donate 62 masks, which we took from Decathlon dekat PJ, and we distributed to all the 14 hospitals yang general hospitals yang COVID screening tu. So on the same night, on the same day, we distributed from our volunteer runners, Zach and a few more runners. We distributed all the way to Kedah and all the way to Kelantan and Terengganu in the same night. So in Kelantan and Terengganu, Bakhtia went all the way from Kuantan down to KL, balik Kuantan, balik Terengganu, next morning pergi Kelantan, so that the doctors could hold it in their hands to test and experiment. Okay, so like Dr. Victor masa dia test, because Dr. Victor is the PPE punya specialist, he actually reviews all the PPEs that come to Malaysia. So he said two things. One is the field of view. Okay, field of view maknanya tengoklah, field of view dia kecil. Okay, but the thing is, he said it's good because kalau the patients pakai ni, dia takkan berjangkit. Dia takkan berjangkit daripada muka. Kalau dia ada bendali ke apa, dia takkan keluar. So what we did was we printed. So the team lah, not me lah. The team of volunteers, they printed sambungan khas untuk sambung dengan hospital punya equipment.
Okay.
Alright.
Sekarang
So
saya tengah
sambungan-
tunjukkan sambungan tu
okay.
dekat Facebook.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So yang sambungan khas ni, there are two types. Yang ada corong-corong tu, semua yang corong-corong tu, these are all medical grade punya corong, you know. I mean, the ones that we printed are using the same material lah. Tapi yang ni, dia ada macam mana nak kata, we call it infill lah. Maknanya, untuk print ni, kita infill 20%. Maknanya ada lubang kat sini. You tak nampak tapi ada lubang kecil. But because we are dealing with the mask and the corong, the piping has to be 100% infill. Maknanya dia 100% fill lah. Dia macam Photoshop lah. You fill 20%, you nampak dia ada lubang-lubang. Tapi you fill 100%, air dengan udara
Tak
takkan
boleh masuk lah.
lepas. Tak boleh masuk. Okay. So from the Italy design, the corong is called a charlotte. Okay. Dia ada nama lah. Dia bagi nama charlotte. Yeah. Okay. And that thing takes about 4 to 5 hours to print. Okay. And so the local team in Malaysia has made it in such a way yang kita boleh sambung nebulizer, boleh sambung oksigen dengan boleh sambung filter sekali. Okay. So the idea for this Decathlon mask is actually untuk 3 orang actually. One is the patient. Patient yang pakai, dia takkan merebak. Okay, so it's another form of shield. Okay, that's one. The other one which we are trying to do is for the healthcare worker, where the healthcare worker wears and they have a oxygen and a filter. Okay, the filter dia macam ni tau. Filter dia bila dia nafas masuk, bila dia tiup nafas dia tutup macam valve.
Faham? One way
So
valve
bila
lah.
bila you nafas masuk, bila you blow out, dia punya bakteria keluar tau.
Okay.
So it goes through a filter, baru dia keluar dekat udara. So that your patient punya dia punya bakteria keluar, dia takkan keluar kepada orang lain. Yeah. So there's some of the benefits lah, because the Decathlon mask yang snorkeling tu memang ada 2 corong. Satu untuk masuk, satu untuk keluar. Yang biasa-biasa tak ada. Satu masuk, satu keluar.
Ini merupakan happy coincidence lah sebenarnya.
Memang. It's very nice that the Italy people actually got to do that lah. Yeah. So it was very nice. And so today we just collected another 50 more Decathlon masks. And so And so the decathlon mask has been picked up, and we're going to send it to more hospitals so that they can actually see. And so the if you go to our website, you will see that.
Tak, maaf Encik Adrian, sekali lagi terputus sikit. Hello Encik Adrian. Tak dengar suara Encik Adrian. Okey, kita tunggu sebentar Encik Adrian. Jadi apa yang Encik Adrian sedang perjelaskan adalah sekarang ini bersama dengan mereka, bukan sahaja mereka sedang buat face shield, tapi juga dengan bantuan daripada Decathlon mereka sedang buat satu face mask untuk kegunaan pesakit. So face mask yang mereka sedang modify, bukanlah mereka buat, tapi ini merupakan Decathlonnya face mask yang mereka modify untuk kegunaan hospital. Jadi maksudnya 3D printer team seperti TeaMalaysia sekarang ini bukan sahaja membantu KKM melalui face shield printing, tapi juga dalam peralatan-peralatan lain. Betul tu Encik Adrian?
Yeah. So I think the frontliners, boleh dengar tak?
Boleh.
Okay, so we are helping the frontliners. Tadi whatever you mentioned. So we are helping the frontliners and the patients as well, because the thing is, what we are trying to do, and the mission that we're trying to do, is actually to break the chain. Flattening the curve is one thing, but breaking the chain, how do you break the chain between me and him, right? So if you put a protection and he wears a protection, means we're breaking the chain. He is breaking the chain and I'm breaking the chain.
Faham?
That's why we have duduk di rumah, and then we have the PKP, and then now is the third phase. So it's always about breaking the chain. Kena putuskan what's the chain called? Talian. Pertalian tu.
Perhubungan.
So but then because as humans we are so social, memang kita suka keluar, suka makan. Sekarang tak boleh keluar makan. I think now if you look at the Facebook, semua makan je, beli makan lah, jual makan lah, semua makan je, you know. And so we're such a united Malaysian by food and kerja amal lah. So there's a lot of people, not just TeaMa, that is doing this. So I would like to highlight there's a 3D printing group that is doing it. There's many designs, not just this design.
Okay.
There's also organizations like GMI, German Malaysian Institute, like UC Tati, Temelo Attack. They have the machineries, like for instance, water jet cutters. They have injection molds, and so the injection molds can do about 3,000, right, a day. You know, we can do if we do 40 minutes and we do 24 hours. So there's some volunteers yang ada 10 printer.
Wow.
So 10 printer. These are people that are, you know, they own makerspace. You know, so some of them like Daryl and from Kaki DIY, Johnson. You know, these guys, they have a few printers. Okay, and their printers are so optimized. Dia boleh print sampai 90 dalam 1 kilo. Maknanya dah 900 gram, yang bazir tu about 100 grams lah. Okay, and so they are so optimized with 10 printers. Sehari dia boleh keluar 100-200.
Faham.
And so we've been getting about 600 requests until today. Every day we get about 5 to 10 requests, and these requests are like 100, 200, 1,000. Memang the numbers are crazy lah, you know. So the thing is, we are managing the supply and demand lah. We're still giving it out for free, even though some people are selling, but we're still giving out for free. We just bought about 80 kilos from a local supplier. That's his last 80 kilos. Okay. We are also very proud to say that we were trying to buy from a Singapore company by the name of Iron Bow, I think, kalau tak silap saya. And then they had about 70 kilos. And masa bincang dengan dia, he said, oh, so you're doing this, okay lah, kita bagi yang 70 free. Then we were like, okay, free. Then it's like a Singapore company, you know. I mean, they don't have to give it for free. Memang kita niat memang nak beli. And so they said, no, it's okay, you take it for free. Cuma you minta you punya courier datang ambil.
Okay,
So we
faham.
were like, okay, so that was today, you know. So this kind of thing sometimes terkejut lah juga, because you know it's about 2,000 Singaporean dollars, you know. It's about
Okay,
8,000
mahal.
ringgit. Yeah,
Sangat
it's
mahal.
mahal. It's sangat mahal. It's 80 ringgit per kilo. But alhamdulillah, we've also returned to Mostly, because the things that we want to do other than the face shield, like so like give you an example, the Decathlon mask, that corong, if I'm not mistaken, is about 40 to 50 grams.
Okay.
This is 10 grams, 10 grams, 40 minutes. So imagine 40 grams, you kena berapa jam? 4 jam sampai 8 jam. Okay?
Untuk satu
And
sahaja.
untuk yang corong tu, right?
Okay.
And then we have another box, which is intubation box. That one is the one I think a lot of people have seen, yang masuk tangan tu.
Okay.
That box is you also ada dia punya connector untuk dia punya bendali keluar, connector untuk oksigen masuk, dengan connector untuk macam masak kan, you ada hood dengan hob tu, yang exhaust fan tu, untuk what they call as a negative pressure pump. Yeah. So negative pressure pump is pump tekanan negatif lah. So that is to suck out the air. Yang air is to suck out the air, water, and then this is the air. So we've done about 5 revisions dengan Dr. Amar dekat Sungai Buloh, and they do what they call field testing. They do simulation, like okay, let's simulate this emergency. Then everybody start pulling out things, tengok sama ada dia crack ke tak, you know, that kind of thing. So like the Decathlon mask, now it's I think the version 4, version 5. The first version yang Italy punya Charlotte tu, dia ada satu macam clip tau, untuk clip dia masuk, and that clip bila dia buat field testing tu, bila dia buka tu, that clip pecah. Okay. So we needed to find other materials lah. So May was kind enough to do some material testing. Sebab yang ni, this is called PLA, is a type of plastic lah, and beads, right? And then they have also ABS. They have Lego kan? Lego.
Yes.
Lego, that's ABS.
Okay.
It is a type of plastic. Okay. Then they ada something else called PETG. PETG. And then they have another one macam handphone punya cover tu, plastik tu. That one is another material juga. The rubbery one. Yeah. So dia macam, okay, so dia macam printer yang banyak jenis ink lah. Bukan warna. Warna dia memang ada coklat lah, ada wood lah, ada macam-macam dia punya colour lah. Kalau you pergi tengok website untuk 3D printing dengan filament ni, macam-macam warna lah. Pink lah, coklat lah, coffee lah, semua macam-macam lah.
Tapi material yang berbeza tu digunakan untuk alatan yang berbeza lah sebenarnya, betul tak?
Alatan yang berbeza, ya. Yeah. So like for instance, the face mask, kalau you pakai face mask macam ni, dia keras.
Okay, faham.
So there is another material like PETG. Okay, PETG tu is for face mask sebab dia lembik.
Dia lebih fleksibel lah, dia lebih
rubbery, yes. It's like your handphone punya cover.
Mudah lentur kan?
Mudah lentur. So the different materials go through the same nozzle, tapi setting dia semua lain. And then ABS yang Lego tu, yang buat Lego tu, that ABS bila you print dia banyak busuk. That's what I heard lah. I don't know, I haven't tried it lah. Dia memang busuk lah. That's what everybody is saying. So tak ada chance lagi nak.
Sebelum kita bercakap lebih lanjut tentang alatan-alatan yang baru yang selain daripada face shield, berapa banyak sebenarnya face shield yang Team Malaysia sebenarnya sudah supply kepada hospital-hospital? So
the thing is, we are kita as Team Malaysia bergantung pada sukarelawan. And so like I said just now, 1 kilo some people can do 60, some people can do up to 90. So if we take an average of 500 kilos, we have actually done about 40,000 face shields today.
Banyak tu. Dan dihantar ke seluruh Malaysia ke?
Seluruh Malaysia sampai Sabah, Sarawak. We have friends like Kinabalu, coders, Idham in Sabah, Sarawak on the ground. And so they have meetings every day at 11 o'clock in the morning. And so we have all the WhatsApp groups lah. Dekat Kelantan, dekat Terengganu. And we also bought 2 printers, one for Dr. Amar in Sungai Buloh to do prototyping, and then another one for Dr. Zul Hilmi in Kota Baru. So these are the printers that we bought for them.
Yang sukarelawan ni semua sudah ada printer sendiri.
Semua sudah ada.
Wow.
And the interesting thing is kebanyakan printer ni semua habuk tau, berhabuk sebab dia orang tak pakai.
Faham.
And so because of this, everybody took out their printers, dust off the dust, and started printing for Malaysia.
Dan the only thing yang they got, ya maksudnya satu bantuan yang mereka dapat daripada TeaMalaysia hanyalah spool plastik tersebut, betul?
Yes, this now the spool,
Mereka
the filament.
tidak dibayar?
Tidak dibayar.
Wow.
Cuma yang runner, yang minyak tu kita bayar.
Faham?
We pay from the toll, and some of them went to Kedah overnight. That one we pay. The rest of it volunteer. So we have 2 boxes, remember? Yang 100%,
Yes.
100%. So the 100% volunteer box ada yang derma sumbangan sampai I think 400-500 juga. So there was a volunteer yang hari jadi dia. So masa kita hantar spool, kita hantar cake.
Okay.
From the volunteer money, because we cannot celebrate our birthday, kan?
Faham.
So it was an online celebration. And
Yelah,
these
satu bantuan moral lah, bukan sahaja
betul.
Mereka ni dah menghabiskan masa diorang, tenaga diorang, malah aset sebab equipment tu diorang punya, betul tak?
Actually, there's one thing that a lot of people don't realize. The printer, okay, no matter how big or small, is 200 watts tau. 200 watts kalau you ada 10 printer dah 2 kilowatt tau. Dia macam setrika, 2 setrika, and you have 10 printers running 24/7 tau.
Maksudnya elektrik bill akan naik betul-betul lah.
Semua sukarelawan takkan tengok bil lah bulan ni. Dia takut tengok bil. Okay, but because we know that we need to protect the frontliners.
Betul.
Because if we don't protect the frontliners, this is we will get infected. Kalau healthcare worker yang buat medical tak ada kat depan kita macam mana pula? We cannot take care of COVID patients, right? And so that is the mission that we've set out. I mean, it's a small mission compared to the rest of the Malaysians that are giving food, that are sewing like Project Pelangi, they are sewing PPEs, and then there are people who are donating masks and everything. So everybody is doing their part.
Betul.
And it's very funny. Some of the overseas teams that we've talked to, they said, in UK and in France and all, even though they have the 3D printers, they're not helping the frontliners. And so they are looking at us and they're saying, hey, how come you all so nice? How come you all Team Malaysia and Asia? Why are you doing this?
Maksudnya kesedaran rakyat Malaysia dalam membantu itu lebih tinggi lah sebenarnya.
Yeah, and so the lesson is that Malaysia selalu akan berusaha and bekerjasama in 3 things: football, makanan, and healthcare. If you talk about food, everybody will talk about food.
Betul.
Football, everybody, and badminton, sports, right? And health. And so now you're seeing a lot of people, you talk about IR 4.0.
Betul.
The government is talking about IR 4.0, being innovators,
Sebelum Encik Adrian cakap pasal IR 4.0, just kepada penonton-penonton kami yang tak faham, IR 4.0 tu bermaksud Industrial Revolution 4.0, bermaksud lebih banyaklah revolusi industri yang
inovasi,
yang lebih ke arah kepada artificial intelligence, robotik yang mana mengurangkan tenaga manusia. Okay, Cik Adrian sambung boleh. Takut ada yang tertinggal pula nanti, tertinggal train nanti.
So this IR 4.0, the ones that don't understand yang robotics, automation and AI, they're all scared, right? Hilang kerja. But it doesn't take robot to lose your job. It takes COVID-19, to lose your job. America today, they were saying after 2 quarters, kalau GDP dia negatif, maknanya ekonomi, kemerosotan ekonomi, right? We are looking at semalam dah turun. The numbers of those that are healthy dah menurun. Yang healthy dah naik, and the infected dah menurun. So we're seeing a drop, which is good. Cuma the scary thing is 14 days from now, we don't know what's going to happen lah. When the PPEs run out. You're blocking me lah.
Okay, so sekarang ni selain daripada face shield, tim Encik Adrian juga ada buat connector face mask. Face mask tu daripada Decathlon, connector tu ada untuk kegunaan hospital. Ada juga buat intubator box, betul?
Yes, intubator box with the negative pressure pump yang tengah buat.
Okay,
so we have wind engineers,
So sekarang ni tim Malaysia bekerjasama dengan beberapa doktor lah untuk memastikan peralatan ni fit to use lah.
Correct. So Dr. Victor, which is from UMMC, and Dr. Adiba. So nak cerita sikit lah. Dr. Adiba tu masa kita print yang first ni, it was almost 10 o'clock, 10 malam. Okay. And what happened was we got Zack to carry, I think it was 5, the first 5 we had from Nofaiz in Cyberjaya, and then we went to Mereka in Publica. And we took their one, which is iClick. It was laser cutted, and ours. And so we went to Dr. Adiba's house at 11:30 at night.
Wow.
11:30 malam. And she waited for it. Okay. And so when she put it on, she said, ringan. Tapi kena cuba dekat healthcare worker yang pakai tudung. Because, you know, when you wear tudung, you need to either wear outside or wear inside. So that was her feedback. And then we send it to Dr. Khairi dekat HKL. Masa tu pukul 1 lebih. 1 lebih. We went into HKL at 1 something. Okay, this HKL is actually the number 2 after Sungai Buloh lah, the center. Okay. And so Dr. Khairi from HKL waited until 1 o'clock, put on the face shield. 1:30 he messaged us on WhatsApp. And he had like 1 paragraph of why, what, how, semua feedback lah. Okay, and so that's how dedicated our Malaysian doctors are. Nak cakap the best healthcare, and it's free, you know. It's free. RM1 je bayar.
Betul.
I think, you know. And so these guys are so dedicated. And so that first night and the next day we sent this out, and we had, I think that there was version 1, version 2. We actually use the 3D. There are a few designs are online. Pursa, which is PRUSA, and then 3D Vaxtan. This is based on the 3D Vaxtan punya design lah. And so this is actually the other thing, which is open source. If you know Adobe and Creative Commons and you boleh pakai gambar, this is open source. Maknanya dia punya design, dia punya file, the 3D file is open. Siapa-siapa boleh pakai, which is a good thing lah. Yeah. And so the other doctors that we are working with, the other cerita is when we started this, the night, the malam yang Dr. Adiba tu, the next morning at 8 something, 9 o'clock, we got a call from Dr. Fiona. And that time, nombor telefon I macam nombor telefon dekat tandas. You know, nombor telefon dekat tandas, siapa-siapa pun dah ada. And so the first call was from Dr. Fiona, and she said, can I send you an invoice to buy the face shield? And I was like terkejut. We were like, okay, how many do you need? Then she said 50. I was like, masa tu printer tak start lagi. Masa tu ada 5 je. And she already was asking for 50. And this was at Jalan Tun Razak. And so when we started off this, we already had our first customer lah, so to say, yang kita nak bagi free. And so she was the one at 9 o'clock in the morning asking us whether or not she could buy, you know. And so we realized that we shouldn't be selling this because we didn't want this to be a commodity, you know. Yeah, and this one, kalau tak silap saya, the branded ones, they go dekat Alibaba for about 60 US cents. But now the price has gone up to about 5 to 6 ringgit lah.
Wow, mahal.
But that is the 5 to 6 ringgit, dia siap dengan, tapi dia sekali pakai je. Dia tak boleh tukar macam boleh tukar dia punya film.
Jadi kalau di hospital sekarang ni, adakah facial ni boleh kata semuanya datang daripada volunteer ataupun hospital masih perlu membeli?
I think the hospital has bought sebab if I'm not mistaken, Farman Niaga wanted to buy on behalf of KKM 1.2 million. That's what I heard. And so this one's, you know, at 40-50 ribu, and the other teams and the injection mold, kalau I think if I estimate about 10 days, 3,000, 30,000. So if each group does about 40,000 to 50,000, let's say lah 50,000 lah, best case. Ada 3-4 group. It's only 200,000 only.
Faham? Sikit sangat.
Yeah. Where's the 1 million? Where's the 1 million? Right? And we know dekat hospital, dia ada 3 departments, okay? That memerlukan all this PPE, which is ambulance, COVID, and emergency. Okay. Each of these departments, dia ada 3 shift. And in these 3 shifts, ada 100 orang. Okay. Maknanya,
satu hari dia perlu
300 orang.
900 lah.
300.
300, okey.
100.
Maksudnya satu hari 300 darab 3 shift, 900 orang lah.
Correct. Yeah. No, wait. 100 times 3. Times 3, yeah. So that's why we are seeing numbers of 100 and we are seeing numbers of 1,000.
Faham.
Because that's the most basic that they need. Ni tak kira jabatan patologi, jabatan pediatrik, jabatan radiologi, tak kira lagi tau. This is just the frontliners je. Okay. And so we still have a very long way to go. I have my wife and I we have written a letter to Mosti to ask them for help to bring in more filaments because Malaysia dah habis dah.
Okay, so maksudnya volunteer di Malaysia 3D printing ni sudah begitu kuat bekerja sampai filament plastik sudah habis kan kat Malaysia ni?
Printer pun dah habis. Maksudnya ada orang yang beli printer baru khas untuk buat face shield. Khas untuk ni, betul. Wow. Ada NGO yang call juga.
Memang dahsyat lah orang Malaysia ni.
Memang dahsyat. Ada NGO yang call, dia cakap saya nak beli printer untuk print face shield. So you're getting people involved in this IR 4.0. Yes, it's a silver button, yes. And so you're getting people that are interested in 3D printing, and the movement is gaining so much ground sampai cerita saya pasal team volunteer ni pergi sampai Germany.
Faham.
And Berlin has actually raised funds to give us euros. And cerita sampai pergi Germany, balik sampai Malaysia, sampai makcik dia pun tahu.
Hebat. Okey, soalan seterus saya ni, okey. Kalau di Malaysia ni, selain daripada team Malaysia, ada juga team lain, betul tak?
Ya.
So lebih kurang ada berapa team dan berapa lebih kurang volunteer?
Our team itself, we have registered on the website about 200 owners of printers.
Okay.
Some of them ada 1, some of them ada 10. So total printers is about 300 printers lah. Some of them are online, some of them are offline, sangkut lah, few hours downtime and all. But these volunteers are the ones that we have donated 500 kilos of filament. Okay. We were using about 100 kilos in 3 days. So compared to the rest of them, which I don't know how many kilos, they have been ada yang buat injection mold, water jet, so they use acrylic, they use resin, they use other materials lah. But for the filaments, kalau tak silap saya lah, I think you can probably double that lah, 500 times 2 or 500 times 1.5, because I don't know their numbers. But I can say that team dekat Kedah and Penang, there's one team there. We just send some filaments there. Perak, there's one team. Selangor and KL, we have runners like butterflies going around every time. So we have a form you boleh isi, and then we verify that you have how many printers, and then we send to you. Kajang, there's one team. Ampang, there's one team handled by Zaki. Kajang is handled by Alan from Drone Kajang. And then we have Negeri Sembilan, Melaka, which is close by. And then Johor is also running on their own. Kelantan, there's one team, and then there's one team with Dr. Zul and in Yong. And then Terengganu, we have Tati lah, which is handling most of the injection mold. In Sarawak, Jeffrey, and there's Sabah, which is Idham and his team of Kinabalu coders lah. So the stuff that has gone out to these guys is 500 kilos that I know. They have also bought their own. They have also have their own stock. Yeah. So what we try to do is the stock that is your personal stock, we try to replace, and then we try to supply you with the filaments.
Faham.
And so that's why the volunteers don't mind sacrificing, sebab dia tak perlu keluar kos, kecuali bil yang akan datang lah, dia tak nampak lagi lah.
Tak apalah, mudah-mudahan benda tu membuka rezeki mereka.
InsyaAllah, ya.
Jadi sekiranya kalau ada di antara penonton Destinasi TV ni ada yang satu mempunyai 3D printer dan berminat untuk jadi volunteer, bagaimana? Dan yang kedua, bagaimana orang-orang lain yang macam seperti saya yang memang tak tahu apa-apa mengenai 3D printing, macam mana kami boleh membantu tim Malaysia dan juga tim-tim lain lah sebenarnya.
Okay, so sekarang ni we are still raising funds sebab we know that there's stock available in Hong Kong and China.
Okay.
And so the factories dekat China, the raw material actually some of the raw material come from US tau. So dia akan dari US pergi kat China and then the factory will make the spools lah, the filament. Yeah, so we need a lot of spools. That's why we wrote a letter to Mostly to request for a minimum of 1.2 tons of filament. We have used 500. There's another 500 kilos. We had 80 kilos, 84 kilos in our warehouse now, in our hub in System Consultancy Services.
Okay.
We have it as a hub lah, so that we can store lah, because kalau kat rumah ni memang tak ada tempat dah. And so we have about 80 kilos, so they can request for filaments. But kalau orang ramai, you can actually help us by either donating. Whether you want to donate money or you want to donate nasi lemak, we can get nasi lemak out to our volunteers. Nak sayur-sayur pun boleh. And then we also need sukarelawan yang boleh potong, because we have reels of
Hello, minta maaf Encik Adrian, terputus sekali lagi. Suara tu terputus. Okay. Kita sedang menunggu Encik Adrian. Jadi Encik Adrian telah pun bercerita bagaimana tim Malaysia diasaskan dan bagaimana rakyat Malaysia secara umumnya, terutamanya volunteer-volunteer 3D printer telah bersatu di seluruh Malaysia. Rasanya tadi Encik Adrian telah sebut satu persatu negeri dan setiap tim tersebut, dan setakat ini sudah lebih daripada tim Malaysia saja sudah lebih 500 kilo spool plastik digunakan untuk menyiapkan face shield untuk membantu frontliner KKM kita. Okey Encik Adrian?
Yeah, sorry.
Tak apa, no problem. Sekarang saya akan buka website TeaMa, so Encik Adrian boleh sambung balik lah apa jenis bantuan yang kami boleh bantu.
So any donation or in kind in terms of the filament, so like for instance the company dekat Singapore, Iron Bow has donated about 70 kilos, and that should last us another 3 days for nationwide. We have had runners in Penang. Ada bikers yang BMW punya super bikes. They put these shields and they go to the hospitals and all the clinic kesihatan. So the runners are also very helpful. They have been delivering face shields, and so that's the few things that you can help us and do. And doakan kita selamat lah, semua orang duduk rumah.
Betul.
Selamat, that our frontliners don't get exposed. Sedih lah juga sebab dengar some of our, now dah jadi kawan lah, these doctors kan, sebab we contact them almost every time, tapi tak pernah jumpa. All the volunteers pun, I've never seen the volunteers. I tengok runner je,
Ini memang betul-betul work from home lah, tapi still connected to seluruh Malaysia, betul?
Ya, betul.
So maybe Encik Adrian boleh ceritakan secara direct lah, kalau orang-orang yang ingin menyumbang dalam website TeaMa, bagaimana?
Yeah, so you can donate to us. The Maybank bank account is there. It's my personal name. Dulu ada cerita kita buat sumbangan dekat Sdn Bhd, and so the auditors dah bising-bising lah sebab we are not an NGO. So now it's currently to my personal name to donate. So you can donate in kind or you can donate in cash. And we publish kita publish semua rekod yang masuk keluar dekat Google Sheet. So every single cent that is in and out, we publish.
So report tu ada di website juga?
Yes, the Facebook page, TeaMa Face Shield, we have the Google Docs there. So some people were questioning kenapa pakai duit dermawan sumbangan beli kek, but they don't realise the 100% charity is one box and the other 100% charity is another box.
Faham.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's very clean lah that way. Yeah.
So sekali lagi saya ingin memohon kepada penonton-penonton kita di Destinasi TV, sekiranya kita berkelabangan, mungkin ada di antara ni ada 3D printer ataupun di lab tempat mereka bekerja ada 3D printer yang sedang mengumpul habuk di masa-masa ini. So boleh sahaja menghubungi Cik Adrian ataupun TeaMalaysia melalui website kami ada tulis di description. Tekan saja link tersebut. Tapi sekiranya anda seperti saya yang tidak tahu menahu tentang 3D printing, kita tidak boleh menyumbang tenaga secara direct, secara langsung. Kita boleh menyumbang wang tunai juga di website, di Face Shield, dan jangan risau, semua report seperti yang Encik Adrian kata akan dilaporkan dalam bentuk Google Sheet. Betul ya Encik Adrian?
Betul. All the invoices, all the receipts, who the companies we buy from, all there. Yeah.
So dalam masa begini pun kita masih mementingkan ketelusan lah, Alhamdulillah. So kalau anda berminat untuk menderma, so maksudnya kita nak menderma ni ada dua charity lah, maksudnya ada dua box lah kita nak menderma untuk.
Ada dua box, yes.
Untuk satu untuk peralatan untuk membeli bahan-bahan, dan yang kedua untuk membantu volunteer lah juga. Kita kena ingat volunteer ni juga manusia seperti kita.
Betul.
Ada penat lelah dia, dan juga yang paling penting 3D printing machine tu makan elektrik yang sebenarnya sangat-sangat tinggi lah. Seperti pakai iron satu hari.
Macam pakai iron kalau ada
Minta maaf terputus sikit. Okay.
Bateri dah mati dah.
Okay, tak apa. Saya ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada Encik Adrian kerana berkongsi hampir 50 minit mengenai usaha TeaMalaysia dalam membantu frontliners kita supply face shield. Dan hari ini juga saya tahu bukan sahaja face shield, tapi juga bersama dengan Decathlon Malaysia membuat satu connector daripada face mask kepada peralatan hospital, sedang membuat incubator box dan pelbagai-bagai lagi lah. So sekian sahaja, saya ingin kami di Destinasi TV ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada semua yang menonton, dan sekiranya anda berkelapangan mempunyai rezeki yang lebih, kami sangat-sangat menganjurkan untuk menderma kepada TeaMalaysia. Ingat, derma ini bukan untuk Encik Adrian, tapi at the end of the day dia untuk frontliner kita. Apabila bantuan-bantuan ini sampai kepada frontliner, barulah berjayanya kita dapat memutuskan rangkaian wabak COVID-19 ni. Terima kasih sekali lagi Encik Adrian, dan bye-bye semua. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.